Give you a little overview of what Moblin is, some of the work that we've done to date on integrating it, and then we'll, all things go well, we'll move to demo. So let's start with what is Moblin. For those of you who don't know, it's an open source project sponsored by Intel, and it's really targeted for netbooks and netbook type devices. It's essentially a set of UI components, packages, applications, and application services that really kind of unleash some of the cool power, neat things you can do on a netbook. It's not a distribution, but it's meant to be integrated by OSVs on a variety of different Moblin compliant distributions, such as Ubuntu. So we're pretty early stage here. We're just trying to do a proof of concept with Moblin, showing how it does run on top of Ubuntu. And a lot of the work that we've had to do so far has been packaging of the new Moblin source that's included in Moblin 2.0, as well as patching some of the existing Ubuntu packages that were required to make Moblin work. Moblin has just released their beta. We were working on the Alpha 3 code as of last week, so that's what we'll be demoing. So the beta stuff has come a long way, and it's very, very good. Sorry that we can't demo more of that today. Why don't you skip to the next slide? Okay, so some of the components that make up Moblin. If we start with the toolkit, Clutter is really at the heart of a lot of all of the UI stuff that's involved in Moblin, as well as an NBTK, which is the netbook toolkit. And if anyone has specific questions, we have a couple guys from Intel here in the audience, some of the developers, so they may be able to answer some of the specifics better than I. NBTK is a netbook toolkit, which is a toolkit on top of Clutter to abstract some UI functionality. Metacity and Mutter is quite an interesting piece. We'll talk about that a little more detail in the next slide. There's theming classes and components such as Moblin GTK engine and libcss to do style sheet related stuff. The UX shell is the main pieces of the visual UI, which I'll demo, such as the M zone and the Moblin toolbar. There are a couple applications in Moblin that have been written from scratch, including the media player and the Moblin web browser, which uses a Clutter Moz embedded. The media player is called Hornsey. And then there's a bunch of app services such as Mojito, which is a social networking daemon that talks to different social networking sites such as Twitter. LibRest, Bitly, which is a metadata framework for media. Okay, so Mutter. So that's formerly Metacity Clutter, and it's a fork of the Metacity window manager with a Clutter compositor. And this is very neat. You'll see in the demo, it allows you to do Clutter-based plugins it's called Mutter Moblin, and that's the heart of a lot of the UI components. So Mutter Moblin is the plugin architecture where you can have toolbars and panels that run within the Clutter-enabled Metacity. So the Clutter is one of the things that we also had to package it. The Moblin guys are using the latest, greatest off the kit master. So we have that now running in Ubuntu. Let's see what's the next one. And we talked a little about the NB toolkit. It's a toolkit on top of Clutter. It provides a set of widgets and useful containers that can be used by programmers writing apps. And you can skip this one, it's just a GTK-based version. All right, so I think we'll get into the demo now rather than going through these slides as it explains some of these components here. So hold on one second. right, so at the top here, this is the Moblin toolbar, and as you can see, there's different tabs. And this Moblin toolbar is if I'm correct, this is a Mutter plugin. So the M zone is really the heart of the UI. Oops, here we go. Sorry. As you can see down the left side here, you see your appointments. This is tied into to EDS, and it's linked in with your calendar stuff and tasks. Below here are your favorites, which I'll show you in the app launcher. You can set what favorites you want. So it's kind of a quick shortcut way of launching your favorites. This center panel here is empty right now, but it's intended to display your most recently opened documents, so you have a quick and easy way of getting at those. And on the right side here are little shortcuts or blurbs from people who you might be following on Twitter or your own Twitter status and so on. So it's quite neat. If we move to, let's see, I'll show you the next panel, which is the status panel. This is the integration with Twitter and other social networking sites, so you can update your status here and post it directly from this UI. This is very cool. This is the zone switcher, or I'm not sure what it's just the zones, and essentially a zone is the equivalent of a workspace in Metacity. So when you launch a new window, it asks you what zone you want to launch it in. So if I, for example, from the M zone launch calendar, usually it asks me. I'm not sure why I didn't try and launch another one. Maybe I need to launch it from here. We'll launch the web browser. So as you can see, it's Alpha again. But this is the web browser. This is a Moblin app that is written, as I said before, on top of it wraps Mozenbed with a Flutter Mozenbed wrapper, so you can do real neat things. It's using Tool Runner under the covers, and it's essentially a UI around it, and it works quite nicely for a variety of different things. Let's see here. Let's see what else I can show. This has some neat tie-ins to. You can save favorites and view thumbnails of your tabs and some other cool features, which I'm sure I don't know all of. It's pretty early stage here. So you see, if you alt-tab, you can tab between zones here to switch between windows. Which is quite nice. Yeah, let me show the media player, which is also very cool. Pardon the flashing. As I said, this is alpha code, and not all of it. So here's the media player. You can do some neat stuff here, such as some cool animations to switch between album view and song view. And let's see if I could actually play a song. So we have audio. We had audio. We have audio. There we go. We got visual. So we have some flashing issues that we're trying to work out here. Let's show. Yeah, this is also pre-released hardware, so you can be seeing a bunch of issues here. Anyway, it's got a video player. as well integrated as well as images. And I'm not really doing this justice because it's very cool. Just having some technical issues. Maybe I better quit it. Alright, maybe I better quit this app. Doesn't like it. Alright, well, I think that's the end of the demo, folks. Do you want to take questions, or?
Are there any other distros certified to the
Sorry, what was the question?
Are there any other distros that are certified?
So the question was, has there been any other distros certified for Moblin? I believe Fedora and OpenSUSE. I'm not sure if they're certified, but they plan to be.
So, Moblin is...
In the back there. Hold on, Mike, we'll get you next. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Moblin was just nominated as best application named after a Legend of Zelda enemy. Would you accept that?
I don't even know what that means. Maybe somebody from Intel wants to answer that.
What's the vision of Moblin with the integration of Ubuntu? What's going to make Moblin Ubuntu different from the other Moblins integrated to the distro? What's the Ubuntu distro touch to the Moblin? What's the vision?
Well, as I said before, we're in the proof of concept stage, so I think we want to be a provider for Moblin. We want Moblin to work well on top of Ubuntu. And so all the benefits of the Ubuntu platform we bring to the table by running over on top of Ubuntu. You know, our boot speed, all the goodness of Ubuntu. So the goal would be we would provide the Moblin packages and possibly a reference implementation that you can use. Yeah, right. Not committing to anything.
So this is really awesome work. It's really awesome work. There's an amazing team that's been assembled to do this, and they've got a very bold vision, right? It's to deliver something completely new, something that can't be benchmarked against anything that people have seen before, and that really speaks to the sort of web network kind of environment. So that's very, very cool. We've done this proof of concept. There's good collaboration at all levels of the stack there, at the hardware level, at the sort of middleware level, and at the potentially we could end up doing a Moblin Ubuntu for every like 9, 10, 10, or 4, 10, 10. We've absolutely not made that commitment yet. There are lots of complications. It's a huge amount of work. But we wanted to do this integration to show the concept at this level. It's also, so that will emerge over the next couple of months. I guess we'll see how that pans out. In terms of how Moblin Ubuntu will be different to other forms of Ubuntu, part of what we want to do there is give the Moblin team their head. We don't want to be conflicting, right? So we want the Moblin team to be able to define a user experience and have that expressed. At the platform level, there are lots of things that historically we do very well. Integration between the platform and the UI, and exactly the same principle would apply here. The user experience should really be defined by the Moblin team because they've got that clarity of vision, and the way that it's integrated with the platform is something that we would really want to drive because we know what the best employees are, right?
Any other questions?
Where does the network remix with Moblin? I mean, Moblin is a really compelling platform. We had folks the plan today about this, like last night, and I think Moblin's amazing. How does the network remix fit in?
Yeah, we're fully behind Netbook Remix. It's a supported product of Ubuntu, and Moblin is a viable alternative. It will be a viable alternative when it's fully ready, released, and running, smoothly on top of the distro. UNR has been shipping now for, in the distro recently, but party-based builds for almost a year, so it's pretty solid. We have commercial customers running it, so it's got miles on it, and that's an important point. The Moblin stuff's great, but it's new, and it's still only in beta. So to get to a shipping version of it is still, it's going to take some long time to work.
A real question, serious. Is there a minimum sort of screen size and device size that you're targeting, or resolution?
I'm guessing it's probably the same as what we target for UNR, which is 1024 by 576, which seems to be the netbook standard. I don't know if the Moblin stuff is intended on any. Yeah, that's roughly it. All right, I should turn this over to the Google Android on Ubuntu, so Michael has time. But thank you.